And now, 3 rounds of Fade the Noise, bold takes, sharp bets, and guaranteed heat. Introducing first, the hosts, Joe and Eric.
Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Welcome back to Fade the Noise. This is episode 40. We've got Angel with me here today. Our fearless leader wasn't able to join us, but he will be back. And he did send me a best bet, so stay tuned until the end to find out what that is. I know there's a lot of news going around, especially Olympics and NFL especially, and then kudos to U.S. men's hockey for pulling out the gold. That was a huge accomplishment. Women's too, I think, right? Good. Yeah. Get that gold, everybody. And yeah, other than that, we're gearing up towards baseball season. Basketball is in full swing. We're finally past kind of the all-star break, post-all-star break timing. So my fantasy basketball team is no longer 80% day-to-day or injured people, which was ridiculous.
My team's 16-1, but that's just one of my leagues.
I think I've only lost 2. Might be 3 though. I'd have to check. I will say, and I don't even really heavily follow fantasy basketball, but it's been a lot more fun than I thought it would be.
Oh yeah, gives you something to look forward to every day, especially when there's no football, no baseball. So I like it. Definitely keeps the mind going.
Absolutely. So cool. Let's start things off with a quick recap of, UFC. So Strickland versus Fluffy. Don't think that panned out the way most people saw / hoped it would.
Really
Take it away,
surprised
man.
me. Yeah, I was one of many surprised, but it was crazy, man. Sean Strickland stopped Anthony Fluffy Hernandez by a third-round TKO in a high-paced but pretty largely one-sided main event. Strickland's jab, distance control, and body attack, it systematically broke Hernandez down, and you could see that. I was surprised to see what I saw, but I don't know, man. I guess Strickland is ready to go against maybe a title fighter, but yeah, I think Fluffy will rebound pretty good. But what I saw in the fight was through the first 2 rounds, Strickland mostly boxed Hernandez up from range, and then kept Fluffy on the outside, and then just repeatedly turned this fight into pressure, too much pressure. Fluffy couldn't handle it, and that's what eventually led to him getting TKO'd in the 3rd round.
I hate Sean Strickland, but I remember when I first started seeing him fight, he has such a tight guard. I feel like his arms are always in, hands in front of his face, and then he's got that length and just, pierces out at you really quick, but disciplined enough to always return to
hey,
what are you going to do? You got to take him down.
He might be predictable, but still can't really defend it. I mean, you can, but Fluffy couldn't, obviously. But I don't know. Will we see a Khamzat fight next, or will we see maybe a rematch for Dricus du Plessis with Strickland? I don't know, but I'm interested to see.
I could see Khamzat happening again, but he fought Dricus twice already, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I thought, and we'll blow past his mic getting turned off in the post-fight interview because that was hilarious.
He is a man of many comments. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a huge fan of the whole, he is clearly a real-life asshole, for sure. However, he'll talk all this shit, and then as soon as the fight ends, he's like, I wish I was more like Fluffy, He's a good man, a good husband, a good father. I wish I was more like that guy. And he was like,
flipped the script real quick.
I've lost. It feels terrible. Good for him. Okay, you can't say the stuff you say and then in brief intervals be one of the most hateful people on TV.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, but he's entertaining. Give him that.
Can give him that for sure. Let's look ahead to tomorrow. It's a shame Joe had to miss because I know he loves him some Chito Vera and his boy King Green, but we're only going to talk about a couple of these fights. First off is the main event. It's going to be Moreno versus Kavanaugh. We were just debating how to pronounce Kavanaugh's first name. Lonier. Nah, I have no idea. I just made that up. Moreno is minus 205. Kavanaugh's plus 170. Total is set at over 4.5 rounds, being minus 140. So it looks like they're expecting this to go the distance. And this card is taking place in Mexico. So kudos to filling out the entire main card with a Mexican fighter in each match. Let's go to Angel, see what you've got to say about this one. I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a high altitude Mexico City main event right here. Brandon Moreno versus Loner Kavanaugh, a classic proven former champ versus dangerous young upstart matchup. Moreno is rightly favored, but he's facing some real upset risk in this fight. Brandon Moreno is UFC's first Mexican champion, or was. He is a former two-time UFC flyweight champion. He's trying to stay in the title mix after a loss to rising contender Tatsuro Taira, and currently sits outside the top 5. So with this win, I think if he wins, he'd get back in that mix, but it's a lot to look past this young, dangerous opponent. It's a 5-round flyweight, so it's going to be uh 5 rounds, and I think that might give the edge to a Brandon Moreno who's been in the deep 5 rounds. He has championship level 5-round experience, proven cardio, and he's been in some wars that most flyweights will never reach. We've seen it. He has a deeper skill set everywhere, especially in scrambling and decision making. Hometown crowd, full camp at altitude against a short notice opponent. Can't forget that part. But this Loner Kavanaugh guy, I mean, he's a highly touted British flyweight. He is from Great Britain top team, long viewed as one of the better young 125ers. And he's a pressure fighter, aggressive, finish-minded approach. But he took the fight on short notice, and he says this is going to be a legendary moment in Mexico. And he had no hesitation whatsoever accepting. So I think he might have been ready, and he probably stays ready. So we're going to see just how ready Brandon Moreno is 23-9-2. I think he might add another W to that win category, but I'm not counting out Kavanaugh just so easy.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just looking it up and seeing what Kavanaugh's record is like in the UFC, and he's only had 3 fights in the UFC. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's one of the fighters that I don't hear much about, you know? So we're gonna definitely see what he has to bring to the cage.
He seems to be skilled though, but yeah, I mean that poor guy, I can't imagine you're pairing as if it's not hard enough. That's funny though, and great points about Moreno and especially going the distance in the championship rounds, because I remember the first couple times I saw him fight were
He's
against
insane.
Figueiredo, and I could not believe the way those dudes wailed on each other and stayed standing.
Yeah, he is one of my favorite fighters to watch, so you know I'll be watching.
Whoa, I didn't know he was that young. I guess it's not that young. Man,
How old we
I'm
got?
old. I saw he was born in 1999, and I was like, oh my God, that's crazy young. And then I saw he's 26. And I was like, damn.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, we're not going to talk about that. Thank you for the insights on that one. And then next up, we'll talk about a fight that you brought up, something that you're interested in. We got Regina Taryn versus Ernesta. I'm not going to try. And your girl Taryn is plus 145, Ernesta minus 175. And the total is set at 2.5 rounds. And they seem pretty damn sure it's going the distance based on the odds I'm seeing. But I know you liked what you saw. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, man, I'm pretty excited for this fight. Regina Taryn versus Ernesta. I'm gonna also pass on the last name. This is gonna be a UFC Mexico City classic blue chip local prospect on short notice versus a taller, more experienced technician. People have Ernesta favored, but I'm really liking this plus underdog, Regina Taryn. She recently tried out for the W and did not work out too well, but I'm glad it didn't because now she's 7-0 and she's coming to the UFC. She sent out a message to Dana saying who she is, and that's all it took because now he needed a fighter to step up on short notice, and she stepped up to the plate. She's only 21 years old, and she's stepping in on ultra short notice, about 3 days to replace Sofia Montenegro in a prelim catchweight bout. Ernesta is trying to climb from early card strawweight flyweight status, while Taryn is debuting as Mexico's most hyped women's prospect. Like I said, she's undefeated, 7-0 with 6 finishes, 4 knockouts, 2 submissions, and her nickname, get this, Kill Bill, one of my favorites.
No kidding.
Her style is aggressive Muay Thai striker, kicks at range and then crashes in with flying knees, blitz combinations, and she's comfortable exchanging to land power. I don't think Ernesta knows what she's in for, and this is going to be a fight that tells all between the Lithuanian striker who has a 6-1-1 record, earned her deal to the UFC via a split decision win on the Dana White Contender Series in 2023, and in the UFC, she's 1-1 with a unanimous decision loss and a split decision win. So she's a little back and forth, but she's about 5'9", 71-inch reach. She uses front kicks, volume striking to manage distance, but I just think Regina Taryn she's hyped up. She's gonna be representing for her home country. She was People don't know this, but she was already in camp for a Muay Thai fight the same weekend, which means she's in shape despite the short notice and benefits from not having to cut all the way to 125. So I'm really excited to see what she has, and I think she might even pull out a W in her debut.
I'm gonna hammer that underdog, man. Honestly,
That's a ride. I'm
can
just
you
gonna say
imagine that?
this.
What?
She's
Go ahead.
also been billed as the #1 pound-for-pound women's prospect in Mexico, and she's only 21 years old. So I'm not sure if they don't have a lot of prospects out there, but if she's #1, I'm gonna go with what they're saying.
I like the confidence they have in her, but yeah, I'm not going #1 pound for pound women because you keep narrowing it down. Like this is the #1 prospect under 30 years old to come out of Mexico. In fact, Mexico City in the last 7.5 years. Okay, say what you will, but I really like that matchup and the odds that she's been given, especially against someone who's 1-1 with a split decision
Yeah,
recently.
give me that.
That's really cool. And so wait, straight up for real, she just tweeted at Dana White and
Yep, I'm bringing it up right now for you. Dana White tweet. I mean, it's all it took. You know what I mean? 7-0, calling out Dana White. So what we got is Dana White. I'm 7-0. I'm undefeated. So please call me. I'm ready. I'm ready for the UFC, and that's all it took.
when was that?
That was November 30th, 2025. One of the brightest rising prospects at 125, 135, explosive power and undefeated. Exactly what Dana White's after.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like a week ago. Like she was on
Nah,
his radar.
of course, of course.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm glad you brought that one up because I like that a lot, and I'm gonna keep my ears peeled for a
Oh
best
yeah.
bet
It's gonna be in
regarding
the
her.
early prelims. If you're watching the UFC, early.
That's a really good point too. Sweet. So that's it for UFC for tomorrow anyway, and we're gonna head on over to NBA for tomorrow's games anyway. We've got Lakers, Warriors, and believe it or not, I could not find odds or them listed in the sports book. Don't know why they're playing their cards close to the vest, but they are. So instead, odds aside, Angel, you want to give us a breakdown of the game? What you think?
Got you. So Lakers and Warriors, they are playing Saturday night, and the Lakers are visiting the Warriors at Chase Center in a Western Conference matchup where the Lakers bring the higher offensive ceiling, but Golden State's pace and space shooting plus home court keeps us closer than the record suggests. Also doesn't help that the Lakers have been in a little bit of a dip lately, coming off a three-point loss last night to the Suns. Does not help. The Warriors coming off a win, even without Steph Curry, who has been out since the end of January. He reportedly suffered a setback in his recovery from the knee issue that has sidelined him, and he's been out for about 9 games. He pushed too hard in an attempt to race back and ended up doing more harm than good. At his age, you have to be more careful than you think. So he is going to be, he's trying to work out, he's trying to get back, but look for him to miss his 10th game with patellofemoral pain syndrome, commonly known as runner's knee, as well as a bone bruise in his right knee. So his knee is a little messed up at the moment. But I mean, if the Warriors make the playoffs, he might just be ready. But I don't think that it's going to be that easy because their record is 31-28 and they're sitting in the play-in tournament range in the West standings right now. The Lakers are at 34-24 and first in the Pacific. Lakers coming in on 3-game skid. Warriors are hovering just above 500 and trying to solidify playoff position. So definitely going to be a game where the Lakers need to rebound. They can't keep losing. You think, how are they losing with LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves? Come on. But they are. And it's not pretty. And I'm watching every game. And all I have to say is that They need to lean on the size with DeAndre Ayton. There's three playmakers that can throw the ball up perfectly. You can't double team Luka and LeBron at the same time. I don't know. I think that the offense it runs through high ball screens for Doncic and LeBron as a secondary creator, but they're gonna need to win the free throw and rebounding battles with Golden State. They're gonna need to force their weaker defenders into actions versus Luka, and they need to avoid letting the game turn into a pure three-point shootout because that's where everyone knows the Warriors excel. Brandon Podziemski, they got shooters on shooters. Even if Curry's not there, they still have people. Draymond Green's pacing them in rebounds and assists. Moses Moody. Um, yeah, I don't know. People are obviously, I think, I don't know. Yeah, there is an odds for this game, and I don't know even who to choose. So, yeah, it's tough, but I think that my Lakers, I'm not trying to be impartial, but I think they get back on track. Even with it being an away game, I think, I hope that they get back on track and find a way to win.
But I mean, no Steph, and you got LeBron and Luca on the same team. Like,
They're
you
not
don't have
even
a lot of
injured.
excuses.
Exactly. I'm trying to make one, but I got nothing. They're all healthy after All-Star break, so it's like y'all got to start winning, man. Otherwise, they're
Yeah,
going to be in a play-in tournament, and they don't want that. Been there before. It was not pretty.
I mean, I don't mean to be, I don't know if it's impartial or partial, but I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer about it. I just feel like they're not going the distance. LeBron's not gonna ride off into the sunset with an extra ring, at least not with the Lakers.
Yeah, well, some say that regular season LeBron and playoff LeBron are two different people, but
Yeah.
it's just a theory. So let's just see if he can make it to the playoffs, and we'll talk.
Well, yeah, but it takes more than one guy who's 40.
I mean, there's more than one guy on the Lakers. He just needs to get there.
All right, fair enough. We'll see how everything plays out, but I do hope they pick up the W because if not, that's a horrible omen.
Yeah.
Are there any matchups player-wise that you like in that game if injuries and everything turn out the way you think?
What I like is for the leading scorer in the NBA, Luka Doncic, to score points and hit that over. I don't care who's on him. He needs to shoot and he needs to find his groove and put it in the hole. Because at the free throw line, he's a superstar. We traded a lot for him, and I've read a crazy stat where it's like 208 or 209 games where he hasn't taken a game winner or like end of the game like shot. So it's like he in the last game he passed it to LeBron James, and what happened? Nothing happened. Like they just lost the game. So and after the game he had no comment. So it's just I don't know, man. They need some team chemistry or something. But what I like is for Luka to score and LeBron James to get those assists.
That's fair. I don't envy Luca's position either. Coming
Yeah.
in and you have to play with LeBron like at the tail end of his career, and you're like, sorry, sir, take the shot. Do whatever. You're a legend.
Yeah, it's tough. I think it's maybe LeBron's farewell season, but I don't know when it is. But once LeBron does leave the Lakers, I think that's when the Lakers really start their adventure. But I don't know. I'm not
I
putting
agree.
LeBron away just yet.
Cool. Awesome. And next up for NBA, we have Rockets Heat. Kind of a interesting matchup there between two teams that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're both pretty like mid this season.
So you are wrong. The Rockets are
Rockets are good.
Yeah, it's the Kevin Durant effect. The Rockets visit the Heat at Kaseya Center on Friday night in a clash between Houston's elite defense, and Miami's high-octane offense, with Houston slightly stronger overall, but walking into a tough road environment. The Heat are coming off a loss, and the Rockets are riding a three-game win streak. The Rockets are 37-21, and they're near the top of the West. The Heat are 31-29, like you were saying, and they are in the middle of the East playoff race, so they're probably the mid team you were referring to. I think that Miami has been hovering around 500, and it leans on its offense to stay in games. They're one of the league's best rebounding and defense teams, which is the Rockets. They're only allowing about 109 points per game, and according to the rankings, that's a top three defense. They're ranking first in rebounds at over 48, and their core pieces, Alperen Sengun, operates as a hub. Kevin Durant leads in scoring at roughly 26.1 points. Amen Thompson at 17.3 points with strong rebounding, playmaking from the guard spot. That's their trio right there, and they're putting in work. Their key for Houston is to control the glass. They need to keep the Miami Heat out of transition and they need to force them into tough contested jumpers rather than letting them live at 120 plus points, where Houston's offense may not be able to keep pace, but that's why their defense is so good. The Heat's offense first, scoring 119 points per game. So we're going to see how good that Houston's defense really is. The Heat's core pieces, Norman Powell's the top scorer at around 22 points a game. Adebayo anchors the interior with 9.8 rebounds a game, usually around 18, 19 points a game. And Davion Mitchell, point guard, runs the offense at 7.1 assists per game. But let's not forget Tyler Hero. This dude's a straight up baller shooter, and I think he's going to play a very important part in this game. And if he want to get back on track, maybe end Houston's little 3-game winning streak, they're gonna have to step up, and they're gonna have to play some defense as well because they can't just rely on offense. Tough to say who's gonna win. I think the Rockets are favorited, but yeah, I think I'm probably gonna go with my boy KD and the Rockets in this game. I think that rebounding edge can generate extra possessions, which means extra shots, which means more points, and more points equal winning. So interested to see who comes out on top, but let's not forget Miami is at home. So we'll see how that road environment is for the Rockets.
Okay, you said Miami's averaging about 120 points a game.
Correct.
Okay, and you got
119.9.
Norman Powell. You said doing about 22.
Yep.
So is everyone just like doing their part? Are they deep bench wise? They have a lot of guys in double digits each night.
Yeah,
Kind of thing.
each team has a bench, and some benches are better than others, but Heat's bench is probably better than some. They got a couple deep shooters that people don't know about. Not only do they have a Bam Adebayo, but they got Khalil Ware, which is also their other center. It's pretty good. He's usually been going off lately, but his last game kind of took a recent dip. But I mean, he can't go off every game. I mean, they got Norman Powell, they got Jaime Jaquez Jr. He's a baller. He shoots the ball good. Um, yeah, I just think that they with Norman Powell there and Davion Mitchell running the offense, I just think that helps everyone score, and they're gonna need that Saturday. That's for sure.
Okay. All right, cool. Can't wait to see how that shakes out. And that is going to be it for the analysis and breakdowns for the show. We're going to head on into the Lock It In segment. And I'll go ahead and start things off for Joe. In his absence, he told me he likes Moreno any finish. That is currently at plus 165. And, it's not super easy to finish guys at that weight, but I think with the experience difference, it's a possibility. And honestly, plus 165 is really sweet odds anyway. But yeah, if you are interested in any other angles on the fight, or you want to see final decision, what happens after all the news, weigh-ins, all that, then hop into the Discord and see what gets posted day of the fight. It's going to be important. And then nothing else as far as that Regina fight goes, although I have a feeling Joe's going to like what he sees. Don't quote me. And for that one too, see in the Discord. Angel, take it away. What are your best bets for this card?
Yes, sir. So I think I got 3 best bets for you. My first one is UFC, and we're doubling down on Regina. I'm taking her to win the fight, but I think she's not gonna just go to decision. I think she's gonna finish her. She's 7-0 and she has 6 finishes.
Whoa.
That means there's only one fight she didn't finish, and Ernesta is not ready for her, I don't think. So her money line is plus 145, and that's just for her to win. So if you don't want to be crazy like me and go for the finish, which is probably plus 300, plus 600, I don't know yet, but I'm taking the finish. And that's my first bet. And my second bet is going to be Cade Cunningham to record a double-double. Not many people think point guards score double doubles, but this isn't a point guard like many point guards. The Pistons point guard has notched a double double in all 4 games after the All-Star break. He's averaging 26 points and 12.3 assists per game. Some would say he's making a late push for the MVP award, and with another stellar performance against his direct rival in the East, I think that a double double could be quite likely. So give me Cade Cunningham, double double, and then I'm taking Chris Middleton from the Dallas Mavericks. He might be the best player to take the court in Friday's game between the Grizzlies and Mavericks, and that's how bad the injury situation is in both camps at the moment. No Cooper Flag, no AD. Chris Middleton is about to step up to the plate, and my bet for him is to make 2 3-pointers. What I got for odds are +124, +124, and I like those odds. Just 3-pointer, I'm gonna take that. He's cleared this line in 2 of his last 3 games, and is shooting almost 42% from deep in the month of February. So that is what I got, and I just want to give y'all a heads up. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is coming back for the Thunder tonight. So my fantasy team needs him more than y'all know, and
Dang,
that's
and they're
what I
playing the
got.
Nuggets.
The Nuggets, and they were a +240 to win, and they still are, obviously, but we'll see if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has anything to do with that.
Yeah, I've got similar odds right now. And I looked it up, and for the
What you get? What you
UFC
get?
for the UFC bet, Regina, I don't know. Any finish for her is +500 for real. I am scared, and I will do the money line. My unit size, man. I'm just kidding, for sure. There's some great cards coming up. I'm pretty excited to talk this over the next few weeks. I saw Izzy's coming back, and we'll hit them all as they go. But there's another huge card on March 7th,
Hey,
I
I'll
believe.
never complain with back-to-back weeks of UFC. So get your popcorn ready.
Yes, sir. Cool. And that is it for the show, everybody. Angel, thank you for all the analysis and breakdowns. Really appreciate it. And
Got
got some
you.
good insight. Like, I might be praising you after tomorrow if
We'll find
Regina
out.
pulls some shit off.
Kill Bill. She
For
ready.
real. Honestly, it's a good sign. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it and hope to see everybody watching in the Discord get the full card worth of picks and also hear Joe's stuff from him instead of me. So, yeah, hope everyone has a great weekend. Enjoy betting. Hope you win a bunch of money, and we'll see you guys next week.
Hey, go Lakers. Peace.